Good evening all. This is Mahalakshmi studying in grade 10th from Paramita High School. Dear all audience, overjoyed to see you all on the occasion of my presentation. Welcome to Paramita TED Talk. Let me share you few previous news headlines before lockdown. A man kills his father in a property issue. A young woman Disha raped and murdered. A blast kills hundreds of people in Central Asia. A business tycoon arrested for fraud. Dowry kills another woman. The above headlines clearly shows where our society is heading. No values for relationship, atrocities against women, men taking the lives of the men, deception for becoming the richest of the rich, money is more than the relationship. Are the summaries of above headlines. What is remedy? Does science and technology solve the problem? Obviously, no, is my answer. Does medical science shows the solution? Again, obvious, no. Then what? The above problem need the treatment for heart and mind. Many progresses in science and technology doesn't address societal problems. If you inquire your grandparents about the above problems, they may say that such cases are very few or unheard or not experienced. What has gone wrong? Whether the days are changed? No, the mindset of people changed. What is missing? Humanity is missing. Why? Humanities lost their significance in modern life. Loss of humanities making us lose humanity. Humanities are the repositories of wisdom. As a result of avoiding them, humanity is missing among human beings. The modern higher education sinks humanity. I don't say science exactly, but students are discouraged to read them at +1, +2 levels in engineering, medicine and other areas. My today's TED Talk is Humanities Raise the Bar of Humanity. After my presentation, every one of you will agree with me that humanities are as important as science. Let me make clear you which subjects comes under humanity. All languages, geography, political science, history, Sanskrit, sociology, etc. And some modern students may not know a subject called sociology exists. Bertrand Russell, a British philosopher, says knowledge without wisdom is very dangerous. In one of his essays, he clearly explained knowledge of atom is very dangerous without wisdom. Physics gives knowledge but not wisdom. Sociology gives wisdom but not knowledge. If physics is avoided, modern world cannot be built. If sociology is avoided, wisdom lost and knowledge of atom may destroy the world. Both should be together. Is our higher education balancing the both? I need to answer in negation, not in affirmation. Let's discuss deeply. Up to 10th grade, in school education, humanities and science are given equal importance. The damage of wisdom starts from +1 onwards. I'll explain how it happens. If a student join MPC for intermediate, +1, he is being made an alien English, Sanskrit, Telugu, Hindi, which are considered as second languages for half of his academic year. The text was designed to inculcate values, but colleges are viewing them from the prison of marks. Lot of concentration is given in physics, maths and chemistry, but languages are considered as substandard subjects. Sociology teaches the system in society. Geography gives the biography of our planets. Civics gives civic sense. Not to tell about Telugu and Hindi, they are the storehouses of wisdom. The higher education does not allow to tap the wisdom of humanities. How education without wisdom makes a man and woman of values and ethics? The adults, instead of making speeches on ethics and values should see if properly taught in colleges or not. I read a story in one of the books I will share. It is from Mahabharata. Dharmaraja, after defeating Kauravas, was ruling his kingdom well. He was known for charities. There was a pride in him. Lord Krishna observed it and took him to a kingdom which was far from the Hastinapur. Soon, they both entered the capital. Lord Krishna and Dharmaraja went into the house in the outskirts and asked for water. The homemaker gave water in golden vessel. Both drank the water and gave it her back. She threw the golden vessel outside. Surprisingly, Dharmaraja asked her why she had thrown such a valuable golden vessel outside. Then she replied, they never used the used things. Dharmaraja was unpleasant and found the citizens of the country were very rich. Later, they was taken to the king of the country. They were received very grandly. Lord Krishna introduced Dharmaraja to the king and told empathetically that Dharmaraja gives much wealth to his people in charities every day. Then the king's face changed. He didn't even look at Dharmaraja. Then Lord Krishna asked, why you are not looking at the face of a great king who gives things in charity to his people every day? Then the king said Dharmaraja was a worthless king. He was giving charities to his people daily. I understood in Dharmaraja kingdom poverty is more, hence people are begging for charities. He said, see, I doesn't want to see the face of king who don't eradicate poverty and make subjects lazy and unproductive by giving charities. He said, see in my kingdom, wherever you go, people are in position of giving charities, not in position of accepting. I will see the face of Dharmaraja when he comes to me and say, people in his kingdom are in position of giving, not in position of accepting. That is Rajadharma. When such a wonderful ethics taught to a young, they will become the leaders of tomorrow. And we can't see the episodes of Satyam Computers, DHFL and S Bank. No political party offers free schemes for voters and will never find liquor and money in charity during elections. Dear audience, humanities, if taught properly at higher education system, damn sure they change the mindset of human race positively. My dream is to see India in the top of Corruption Reception Index published annually by Transparency International, which give highest ranking for less corrupt countries. And my heartfelt congratulations to New Zealand, which topped in corrupt-free countries listed in 2019 by scoring 87 points. India can be in this list if humanities and science reviewed equally, treated equally, adored equally. Thank you.